that audio kind of runs out.
Yeah,
We're back
there it is.
for the final game. 1-1, one game to each team, and the winner of this takes all in the rivalry. So, I mean, what do you think about that last game? It was insane from UQ to come away with the win.
I think it was a complete 180 turnaround, really, from both those teams. We saw similar mistakes coming from QUT that we saw from UQU in the first game, and we saw similar strengths from UQ that we saw at QUT the first game, and similar weaknesses in that vice versa return.
Yeah, I definitely think the draft from UQ was much, much better that game. Had a much clearer wing condition, was able to play much more effectively. Well, QUT, they went for a more, long-scale draft, the Yasuo first pick as well, and they didn't really pick a comp around the Yasuo. Drafting that Vayne, I think, was a big mistake, even though Feint is one of those carries who's really good on that pick. Wasn't able to utilize it correctly, and as a result, wasn't able to come away with the win.
All right, so while we have this chance right now, we're just going to quickly jump to some replays from that second game. A bit of a recap of what went down to even up this series. As we take a look at the screen right now, here we go. That first blood, that first grab secured in the top lane by Nightfaller, immediately turning around his performance from the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, like, most of these... yeah, see, it was full, I told you. Yeah, but most of these, picks from UQ, obviously, really playing around the jungler really, really well. And able to get, like, a couple of leads. Unspecialized in a couple of moments into mid lane was, like, again, the farm game for QT was much better. But, like, just the RA in these late game fights was able to get some really nice flanks off. I was able to zone out Feint and just destroy QT with that different, like, magic damage comp.
Yeah, as we take a look now, moving through these replays. Here we go, a bit more action. It was that attempt ganking the bot, the beautiful double taunt, however, it was too little too late as Farmer was already starting to pop off. Keep it going right there. Yep, there it was. That was the real first team fight that started to bust it open for UQU. And then wonderful plays from Zaya getting back involved right there. And boom, there it was. Secured. Sorry, round 2 commentating fights I've already seen. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more and more of this, like, across the map stuff, especially this play when they're just getting advantages from everywhere. Solo kills going in all of the lanes. And just from there, they just kept snowballing the lead. Really, like, well played by Alani to play around these, the leads. He got able to take over the jungle and, start taking stuff down. But, I mean, QT, once they fell behind early, they couldn't really find a way back into this game. And they were really struggling to do anything. Yeah,
so we're getting closer right now to the first Baron. Actually, there was a little bit of action happening that bot side. A lot more replays this time around.
A
lot of highlights
fighting,
from the second game.
Action and
yeah, a lot more action. There was that flash, but they were unable to bring Farmer down. And
yeah, this was such an important fight for UQ to turn the game around. QT obviously got that early pick back onto the Braum here, but you can just see from the bot lane, the Ahri starts moving up, the Nocturne keeps coming in late as well, and they're able to turn this around extremely quickly. So...
yeah, exactly. Here was that counter engaged. I believe this was the flank we saw from... Yeah, this was the flank we saw from Zayda. You can see her coming up the river right there, right as Spoil moves in on that re-engage, but by this stage it's too late. The wind wall not quite enough to protect from the Zayda. Boom! Snapping off Frog and Dog. And a bit more high and goodbye. There's the charm, and there is the kill secured, that time by Nightfaller. But that, I feel, was the team fight that really started to bring it home for UQU. This helped as well.
And this is one of the last fights of the game, of course. Really good vision play by UQ to try to bait out where QT was going to go. Just the Nightfall came out of that brush and was able to take them down. And then, of course, this is one of the fights that kind of ended the game as the tie was able to get into the back.
Yeah, Zayda on the flank over the wall drags QUT a bit of way to help secure that second inhibitor. And it goes down, and then they were able to rotate to top, I believe, following that.
Took the tower
and then led to the team fight. That ended the game. Alani going in super deep, able to secure the kill onto Feint. And, yep, the GA keeping himself alive. Down goes the last inhibitor, and this ended the game. So that was a fun little recap of Game 2, I don't say. And now we're on to the penultimate final. Game 3, we're 1-1. This is it. The first ever grudge match between UQ and QUT. And it's going to be decided in roughly 30, 45 minutes, depending on how long the game is. It's really up to the players. And so...
Exactly. The hype coming around for this final match, 1-1. They're ready to go whenever they are, and we'll be getting another countdown for the game. So everyone gets super high. Everyone gets back to their seats. Yep. And it's time to jump into the game very, very soon. I mean, I don't know who's going to win. I think it's both teams have very clear, good games. I think both games are very one-sided when they happen.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You should pick a team.
I'm a caster. I say very neutrally. I'm not going to place bets. I can't be biased, you see, so... I'll remain neutral.
Well, I am going to make that very bold prediction that all the players are going to have fun. The Marge Simpson bet.
Everyone's going to have fun.
The Marge Simpson bet. Yeah.
I think some of the crowd are still coming back. So.
Yeah, crowds are coming back into us. We're soon getting ready to go. We'll be doing our picks and bans momentarily. What do you want to see from QUT to turn this back in their favor?
I mean, from both games, we have seen red side win. So it's been both through utilizing those counter picks very well. And I think kind of interesting use of the blue side strong picks in the drafts. Obviously, the Rek'Sai first pick and then the Yasuo first pick. I mean, the Yasuo first pick is fine. It's just they didn't draft around the Yasuo. They drafted a Vayne. They didn't draft any knock-up champions. Especially since, like, I'm pretty sure Alistair was still available as well. So they could have picked a lot more champions that could have worked well with that Yasuo. And I would have liked them to see him flex it to bot lane with a Yasuo Alistair lane. So I think for UQ to win this game, they need to get a really strong first pick and then build a comp around the champion, whatever they want. And, you know, get a combined identity. And I want QUT to use a really nice ability to use the red side counter pick to get advantage in a lane and play around that.
Okay, so, all right. Yep, so we're going to be moving, I believe, to picks and bans very, very, very momentarily right about now. Ooh, a little bit of action going on there. So UQ, how do they continue to snowball, and how do they get that first win from the blue side?
Yeah, again, that red side when they were able to get the counter pick on the mid lane, the Ahri was able to mix up the comp. I mean, the Ahri was definitely the way they win that game. I think Zaita was definitely MVP from what I saw that game. Those two flanks in the team fights and the pick off towards the end were definitely the reason that allowed UQ to win the game. So we will be jumping into the game very shortly, just as the countdown comes up on our screens.
Yep.
No?
So we're getting ready. All right, we have our countdown going now. So in about 25 seconds, we'll be getting into our picks and bans.
They're getting hyped
into it. Yeah, let's get that crowd get hyped. This is it. This is the deciding match. It's 1-1. You can't ask for much more here. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Picks and bans are underway.
I mean, I want to see what will come in this ban phase. If we still go to the same Lissandra, LeBlanc bans coming straight through. I think there's definitely other champions that you could ban out, but they were doing.
Well, there is the Lissandra. So are we going to see the LeBlanc, and then are we going to see the Thresh? That's been the trend so far. As the crowd is starting to chant for that QUT. They're getting hyped. They're rooting for the away team, as it was, as we are here at the University of Queensland. LeBlanc is the ban, so there we go. It is the same bans we've seen in both games 1 and 2. 2 mid laners taken off the board.
Yeah, LeBlanc again, I said it again, champion's very, very strong and trying to get picks and moving around the map there. But it's going to be, I mean, I don't know. I think the LeBlanc is, you know, definitely one of those champions who
and Sion
QUT could let through. But yeah, Sion again.
Sion taken off.
Flex picks utilized very well on the red side the first time by QUT. Obviously,
unspecialized. The Arcane Comet
tank. Be taken away as
well. Arcane Comet tank ZZ Rot Sion in mid taken away, and Nocturne taken away from Alani. A lot of respect being shown for that jungler after his performance in that game too. So 2 of the major win cons for each of these teams taken off the board. Morgana taken away from the third ban.
Yeah, I think the Morgana ban is quite an interesting pick. I mean, obviously it worked in the other game, and it means, again, they want to go for this heavy engage style bot lane. And the Lucian is the last ban coming out as well from QUT. But yeah, so banning off this Morgana means they want to go for a much more aggressive comp. And ooh, the Urgot first pick.
The Urgot first pick. It worked for Nightfaller in that past game. He was able to stay alive, didn't die. Yeah, he had some help from Alani on that Nocturne, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he looked a lot better on that than he did the Fiora.
Yeah, he definitely looked a lot better on the Urgot than the Fiora, but I think there are much stronger first picks available. Stuff like the Thresh, stuff like the Yasuo that have still been left up and available to pick up in this ban phase.
I mean, we could see
no one's put any priority on Yorick as well. Like, Yorick is one of those champions who's super strong into Urgot, which is why blind picking the champion is very difficult since it is answered. But maybe Froggadog doesn't actually play the Yorick, which is why I didn't see him pick him last game.
And what said, it looks like we're going to be seeing the Thresh and then the Kaisa following it. So Feint already having success with Kaisa in game 1, going back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it for that late game. And we're seeing Alani returning on the Sejuani, and there is the Yasuo being taken away from QUT.
So super strong combo with the Yasuo and Sejuani. Obviously, Yasuo does stack up the Sejuani's passive as well, so those stuns will be coming through much easier in the mid lane. I do like the Kaisa lock-in once again for Feint. I think that should have been probably a go-to last game. I think he performs really well in that champion, and unlike the Vayne, she has a lot more movability in those late-game team fights and able to get a damage out a lot easier.
And this time the Malphite was teased before, but this time's actually going to get locked in.
I mean, that could potentially be Malphite in the mid lane as well, since it is one of those champions that actually does decent into Yasuo, so he can just stack up the armor early on.
It could be a Malphite top as well. Like, how would Malphite go into Urgot?
I mean, Urgot definitely hard wins that matchup. He's able to poke him out. I mean, the thing is, generally you would expect that Farmer to come out with an 80 damage carry, which means the Malphite can just go full armor and really utilize that pass to the full effectiveness, unless something like a Zyra or a Brand support comes out here from UQ, or they could also flex the Yasuo to 80 carry as well. So this is one of those champions who is quite strong and does well into Kaisa Thresh as well. Well,
the Alistar is taken off the board. Don't want that Yasuo-Alistar combo, as well as a Jhin ban, and now a Cassio ban.
Yeah, I mean, Cassio is one of those champions that Farmer could definitely play in the 80 carry role. She's seen a lot more prevalence as an 80 carry in competitive play, just due to the fact she's able to control that lane so effectively, and isn't really phased by any of those. Still has that range and still has that scaling option, and does allow them to mix up the damage for their comp.
And with the last ban being Orianna, the prototypical safe mid pick is not going to be available today. None of that. So definitely by that they're assuming that Malphite would be going top if they're banning out that Orianna.
I mean, Alice was taken away by QT, which I do really like since he doesn't really
Rammus!
That So they're just pretty much just 100% saying Yuki's going to play full damage. They're going for the hard armor counters. But the only problem is Vladimir is still available. She can definitely be flexed into the bot lane. If they don't look in an AP carry at some point, I mean, like QT have pretty much going to be like super struggling against this comp, and the Vladimir is locked in. So it depends whether that be Vladimir in the mid lane or the Yasuo in the bot lane. So whichever like champion goes down there is going to be wrecking face. This Rammus and Malphite are going to be almost useless against the Vladimir. So maybe an oversight from QUT expecting Farmer not to play one of these AP carries. I mean, maybe he's just not competent on it in scrims and stuff like that, or other games they've played.
There is the Braum to wrap up the team comp from UQ. But here's the thing, QUT still has one more pick, so they might have that answer to the Vladimir right here. What do you want to see them take?
I mean, there isn't really much they can do with the Rammus and Malphite since those champions are kind of useless. I mean, they need to have something that synergizes well with, something like that. And it looks like they're just going to go for another Kai to protect the Kaisa comp. Have the Rammus and Malphite be the strong front line, and then Karma to just heal, shield her, and then Thresh, of course, to, get for that engage with the Malphite as well. So, I mean, I do like Yuki's comp a lot better. I don't know. I mean, I think they should probably put the Yasuo bot lane with the Braum. And it does have the massive ultimate to stack up with the Yasuo as well. Yasuo, of course, his Q also stacks the Frostbite on Braum's passive, so a lot of synergy there. I mean, I don't like... The QUT comp is just really flawed since Rammus and Malphite are just champions that aren't that great. They don't really have any ability to work in a competitive environment because they're so one-dimensional.
I guess.
Especially Rammus in particular. Like, it's very hard to pull off a gank with Rammus if he doesn't have flash.
That's true. I mean, from a base level, though, it is easy to see what they were possibly thinking. Like, let's get something to shut down this Yasuo. Like, not allow him to split push those side lanes because of Rammus rolling in. And with the taunt and the Malphite follow-up, you can shut down that Yasuo. However, there's still the rest of the team to worry about.
It does counter the Yasuo. It means the Yasuo isn't going to be able to get much frontline damage, but the Yasuo doesn't really want to be cutting. Like, once he gets taunted up, it's fine. But the second the Braum can land a big 5-minute ultimate, the Yasuo just presses R, and then it's all she wrote. There's not really a lot to do with the rest of the carries in the map, and so there's a tie. We'll be playing the Yasuo this game in the mid lane. The new Conqueror rune, really, really strong on that Yasuo, means in those team fights he's going to be healing up for so much damage. So, I mean, unless this Rammus can just take him down immediately with the Malphite, it's going to be very hard for QUT to really win these fights.
Yes, it will, as we are loading into the Rift. This time, sorry everyone, no Speedy Sonics champions. It seems to be a clean entrance this time. It was a clean drop. As first item buys going in through, we are underway. Let's make some noise. It's game 3, QUT, UQ, the decider of the Grudge match. All grudges will be solved, at least until next year or even later in the year when they compete in the Interscholastic League.
Of course. interesting to see the Dorian shield store come out here from the Yasuo. It's going to be... I mean, you generally just go for the Blade because you get the life steal as well, but maybe expecting a little bit more pokier from the Karma. I'm pretty sure he just wins this matchup once he gets the dash, however. So, interesting start.
It's also something I want to point out. At the very start of that pick advance, like I said, like, well, how do you like that Malphite into the Urgot? You said it was a hard lose. Malphite's into Urgot. How does UQ take advantage of this?
I mean, pretty much just because the Urgot has range advantage, it's very hard for the Malphite to get in and get any poke off. So he's pretty much able to just be freezing this wave early on and just looking to get advantage, and then there's nothing that the Sejuani can do.
Yeah. So as we are moving through right now, very defensive fan start from both sides. No invades throughout the night. Each team deciding to play it safe. And, oh, a little bit of a pick out there. Artek spotting out Spoil. The first little bit of scratches being shown. That means this game is officially underway. That means, you know, damage has been done. This is now real time, real action. As a nice leash there for Alani means that early pushing should be going inside the QUT.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how these junglers play around the early pressure, since I don't think that Alani will be particularly used to playing against Arama, since he's one of those picks that you never really see. It's only in some of the lesser reasons where you see them picking this high level of play. I mean, I think the bot lane is going to be a big focus here. Obviously, as you can see, QUT love playing around Fang, where he's on the Vayne, where he's on the Kai'Sa, these hard scaling carries, and they want to get him into that late game where he can carry the team. And as a result, like, you're drafting this comp around keeping him protected once again is what they did last time on red side, and since he is red side, he's a lot more protected as well from jungle guys.
I have a small... This is just a real small bone pick right now, I'm just going to say right now. I play a lot of Rammus, and you've been ragging on this champ so much that I'm starting to be like, you know what, it's time for the Rammus to show up. In this, although I do agree it is going to be hard.
I have PTSD. I ran my own team and my jungle played only Rammus, and we picked it every comp and we just lost it.
See, now we're getting to the root of the problem as we take a look in top lane. A bit of trading going back and forth. However, the real action is happening mid of the lane. Unspecialized, already getting quite low, was able to heal a lot of that damage back, though. Good use of Karma's abilities, so it looked like it was going to be aggressive, but in the end, it is perfectly fine.
There's much damage coming out of that Yasuo just because he's going for the Dorian shield.
Ooh, that hook was a little off target.
Confident, aggressive start, but yeah. I mean, Spoiler, especially if he can land some hooks onto this Vladimir, onto the Braum, sorry. I mean, actually, wait, I'm completely wrong. It's a very safe bot lane from UQ.
So safe.
If he lands a hook onto the Vladimir can pull and deny the Flay. And then as well, if he hooks the Braum, A is tanky and B.
And oh, here we go. Here comes that mid lane gank, and it's onto that Yasuo. This is what I'm talking about. The ball of death comes in. The taunt was there. Zyda's so close, and here's the flash follow-up, and there is your first blood going into Unspecialized. My boy Ram is stepping up, and Nightfaller there. He was trying to counter-engage, but he may have showed up a little bit too late. QUT might be getting 2 kills for the price of 1. I don't know. Lonnie shows up and actually turns it back around. Rammus will fall. Another teleports in mid lane, but it's too little too late. So in the end, it is 1-for-1 jungle for mid lane.
It was a super greedy play from his side trying to hold his flash. If he cleansed flashed immediately, it'd been very hard for him to chase him back down. But the Rammus is able to pick up first blood, but a good counter gank there from Alani to help them pick another kill up onto the Rammus. And so Alani once again is going to be very far ahead in this jungle.
And it's just very unfortunate too. Frog and Dog actually uses a teleport there, but he used it a little too late, so it was almost a teleport wasted because he just teleported in lane and then backed. So now he's going to be falling potentially a bit behind that Nightfaller who got the assist out of it.
Yeah, Yuki much faster on that rotation, were able to not fall behind as they did in the previous games, using that TP to an advantage. And they don't even have now QUT don't even have the benefit of having an extra one. Froggadog going to be coming back to this lane a little bit worse aware.
Exactly, as we take a look right now, already UKU off of that first little kerfuffle in the mid lane is starting to get some deep wards on the bot side of QUT. So perhaps that could be where we see our next play on the bot.
Yeah, once you see this, once they get some deep wards onto the Rammus, since he has no dashes or anything, he can't really come in for a gank without being spotted out too heavily.
Well, that said, he is looking to potentially first Drake, by the way, Cloud Drake.
Yeah, of course, the Clown Drake. Cloud Drake, yes. I don't think either of these sides really want to look towards the Cloud Dragon early. They're not really going to use it that effectively, since both of them do have scaling options. I mean, obviously, QT just want to play around Fate in the late game, and then UQU just want to wait for the Vladimir to shred these full armor tanks the later and later we get. So, I mean, in the other games, we've generally had an early game comp versus a late game focus comp, which the Dragons are really beneficial. But one of these matchups where it's both late game protect carry, or not really protect carry, but late game kind of scaling comps, it's a lot more different than the Dragon priority. If it's an Infernal or Mountain, of course, it gets priority, but the Cloud and Ocean Dragons aren't really as important.
Also, it's interesting to know there's been a lot of priority there in the mid lane this time as opposed to the others. So if you're watching the map, there's action. However, now it's moved to top. High and Goodbye gets the ram, gets the taunt. However, there's no real follow-up from Frogadog just yet, so High and Goodbye just going to do a little hi and goodbye. Or at least he's going to try to. Nightfall actually chasing him quite far back ways up the lane, but not far enough. So yeah, really all High and Goodbye can do is that High and Goodbye, but now here comes Alani actually looking to potentially set up this dive. They don't have to worry about the Rammus, but no, they're going to decide against it as Rammus was lingering a bit too long. So
yeah,
no action.
Nightfall looks so much more comfortable on this Urgot than he did on the Fiora in game 1. I think it just simply, I mean, one, it's like a mechanically much easier champion to pull off, and that Renekton and Fiora matchup is one that is very skill reliant. And if you have mechanical incompetencies or familiarity with lane incompetencies, it's much more easy to be shown. But Urgot is one of those champions who seems very, very safe and can play around other stuff a lot easier.
That said, though, considering the matchup, credit to Frogadog right now is actually doing a very, very strong job keeping up and actually having a significant lead in terms of CS.
Yeah, I think when Nightfaller goes away, he needs to go do some Karthus CS builds. If you don't know what that is, it's where you sit mid lane, no items, no levels on Karthus, and you're going to try last hit. It is one of the hardest things you will ever do. And if you get over 50, I'll be very impressed in the first 10 minutes of the game. But that is definitely, like, I think he just does struggle with I mean, he did swap from the jungle role, so he's not used to laning. But once he gets more into that, laning against some other strong top laners, I'm sure he'll fix that skill up quite easily.
Yeah, that is a fun fact for you in the audience today. Nightfaller, as of 2 weeks ago, is a top laner. Before then, he's been a jungler, so he is still learning the role. And in that sense, to come out here in a competitive environment, and actually seeing that performance last game is very impressive. So a promising future for the top lane of UQU. That said, here comes the hook. Spoil actually is able to connect onto Farmer. The play is there, but here comes the pool. It was a little late, but it's still not enough to help secure a kill. Still, good hook by Spoil.
Yeah, super safe bottom lane. I mean, that's why you pick the Vladimir floor into this thresh that you can't really get anything going. There's too much disengage, and so it's very difficult for him to get anything in. So, I mean, like, you can see that like, the Vladimir, I mean, just sustains back in lane with his Qs, and QUT, you know, can't really get anything out of this stretch. I think the only way they can look to it, they need to look for a mid lane roam play with the bot lane. Even potentially bait a dragon and then try to catch out this Yasuo.
Well, that said, it looks like they're setting up for a bot lane play, perhaps as... Oh, Frogadog actually going for the ultimate, was not able to connect with Saka. Meanwhile, action in the bot side, High and Goodbye, stop short. The hook will miss as well. The play connects, but by this stage... Oh no, High and Goodbye is actually going a bit deep, does get the top, but Artek is there with the shield. Nothing is going to come from this until Alani shows up. Nope, realizes he's not needed and will back away to continue farming instead. So a lot of fronting, but not a lot of action, a couple missed skill shots, and one ultimate blow.
This is that Vladimir. The Vladimir pick is just so safe. It's so hard to kill. It's why he's really strong as a red side top lane counter pick, or not a red side top lane pick, because he's pretty much impossible.
Top lanes actually, they're going quite aggressive actually. I thought there was going to be a small trade, but Nightfaller actually dropped quite low following that.
So he's instantly gone for the Thornmail start as well.
Yeah.
The classic Malphite Thornmail rush.
Classic Malphite Thornmail rush saying, you know what, I am just going to be armor. Like, walking armor. That is all I am.
I am rock, I am armor. Simple.
Exactly. You punch rock, you break your fist.
And it might turn into that a little bit for this Urgot, with that Rainbow Vest going to be stacking up the damage as well.
So, well, yeah, that's what I said, the Rainbow there. Anyways, still action in top, still action in bot. Actually, Frogadog going very aggressive for Nightfaller, forced to jump away. This is not looking good for Nightfaller in this top lane matchup.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's just getting, like, poked out, taking too much minion aggro, and he's, I mean, just losing the lane just through taking the lane, playing around these minions worth. Interesting to see the Grasp of the Undying as well on the Malphite. Usually you see a more traditional Aftershock build on him. I mean, that top lane is kind of wet noodle fight. This tank's hitting each other. I definitely want to see a play coming down in this mid lane around the Zatai. Once it's Alani, now he has his ultimate. I can definitely look at some nice picks for the Glacial Prison. Also, as we move later into the game too, because of the Bramblefest on the Malphite, you have Rammus with his abilities as well. That does kind of set up as Vlad having to be the main carry for the side of UQU. But if you're taking a look at how the early game's going, Vlad has actually fallen a bit behind Feint and QUT, which is a good sign for the red side. Yeah, I mean, it is
Oh, here we go. Laser Prism. Oh, immediately cleansed by Unspecialized. He knew it was coming, and here comes the counter engage. However, the minion wall will stop High and Goodbye from getting through. The Chili Smite still goes down onto Zaita, who gets chunked quite low, has to flash out, but here comes Artek on the counter against the Ram, and super low is going to try and flash and escape, and now it's actually Artek in trouble. He's super low, and Spoil will secure the kill, picked up for QT. However, on the other side, the Ram's ult does connect, and Fate picks up the kill on Zaita. It is 2 down for the side of UQ, and QUT wants more. They will not find it just yet.
Yeah, super interesting fight there in the mid lane. Zatai, I mean, he's just so greedy. He wants to hold that flash and cleanse for as long as possible. He got taunted and then taunted at the end of the taunt, cleansed at the end of the taunt duration there, and then flashed out of range and couldn't land an ultimate off the Braum knockup. So, I mean, like, it was that same first play when he went down. He just wasn't, he's just holding his summoner spell
Oh, here we go. They want more. The target this time is Farmer. However, nope, High and Goodbye is going to turn around as Nightfaller makes his presence known, coming from that bot side jungle. So here we go. Ooh, a miss of a Rom missing there as he's roaming back to bot. So a lot of action in that mid lane, but now things seem to be calming down. Laners returning to their respective positions, and we are going to be back on the CS train. Cinderhulk completed for High and Goodbye. Do you think we're going to see a 2 Thornmail comp?
I mean, if it's Rammus and Malphite, they're definitely going full mail no matter what. They want as much armor as possible. They want it as soon as possible. I mean, it was good though from QUT. It was the play I did, point out earlier that the bot lane needs to roam up and look for a kill onto this Yasuo. It's pretty much like the only lane where it's really super gankable, unless the Urgot like overextends in the top.
And here we go again. Yeah, they're just trying to put the camp down. Zaita is going to get taunted, going to feel the wrath of the Ram's ult, but there he goes. I thought he had a chance to get away. He is not going to. High and Goodbye securing yet another kill for QUT, and the Rammus train is a rolling.
Yeah, no sums on the Yasuo once again, and once that Karma root lands down, roots for so long since the buffs that Karma recently got, it's so hard for them to really do anything else once he gets stunned up there and the Rammus taunt comes through and can't get away.
At this stage right now, I really want to see if Alani can sort of counterattack this mid pressure and try and push back in the bot side. Try and start getting farm up ahead, because that really is going to be UQ's late game answer.
Yeah, it is like pretty much, once I get into these late game fights, it's going to be very hard for Feint to kind of get into the back line. Once the Urgot is there with these Fear Beyond Death, able to just zone out everybody else. So Farmer's going to be shredding through this Rammus and this Malphite. So all they want to do is just play super slow, play super front to back, and just dive. I'm sorry, not front to back. I want to dive onto the Kai'Sa and force her to burn her cooldowns.
And it's also going to be worth noting that, yes, there's been 3 kills in the mid lane. Zaita has fallen 3 times. But QUT has yet to really turn that into any real tower pressure. They're still 5 plates strong in UQU's mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only champion that
here we
is
go.
kind
Spoil's
of
actually going up aggressive there behind the minions. They're looking for fight, because here comes the Rammus. 2 flashes used. The counter ultimate is there, however, with that Lantern, High and Goodbye should get out. That's a good gank, getting both summoners out of the UQU bot lane.
Yeah, the pull came out earlier from Farmers, who didn't have that, so he had to burn the flashes to get away. Artek as well had to burn it since he was positioned up trying to play with the Vladimir. So, I mean, both those champions, like as I said, very safe, but luckily the cooldowns were used, so good summoners forced out there by the round.
Good summoners, but that does leave the bot more susceptible for a future gank. That said, it also gives QUT that first Cloud Drake as well. So finally, the first dragon will fall about 14 minutes in, as top lane continues to strip fall. Ooh, nearly stolen there by Artek, actually, but there was still a smite on High and Goodbye. So QUT safely gets the first dragon of the game.
I mean, picking up that Cloud Drake, very good for rotations and just general move speed, especially when they are kind of a little bit behind when it comes to, late game comps.
And here we go. So here comes that return gank. Oh, the roll was just a little bit short, however, so High and Goodbye is going to have to take that Lantern out that was a very fast Lantern. Get back to position there. Also, as this was going on, should be worth noting, Alani was able to pick up the Rift Herald.
So the Rift Herald picked up, unfortunately, after 14 minutes, so you can't get a lot of plating off of that. But I mean, it's still an objective they can definitely use to get down this mid lane tower, so it's going to be hard for Zatai to get it down with this Karma's pressure in the lane.
And first tower is still up for grabs, so with no plates really falling on either side, that Rift Herald is actually going to be worth a significant amount of comparative gold. Take a look at Yasuo right there with more crit on top of the crit.
I don't know what Yasuo's doing with his build. He's going for 2 Zeals, or it must be forgetting he's already built that Zeal. So picking up the pool, his items are just confusing me.
I can tell. A little bit Flumboozled.
He's feeling maybe a bit lonely at 3-0 down. He got confused. He's bought a second zeal. Oh, he's putting straight to the PD.
Dancer. Yeah, it's that first buy Phantom Dancer.
The PD on Yasuo hasn't really been a thing since the passive got reworked, since he can't get his Q stacks up quick enough. So the Q cooldown stacks up quick enough with attack speed. Since the PD got nerfed from giving you 45% bonus attack speed back down to 30. So generally you've seen Yasuo's go for the static shiv back to the old ways when it gives you that 45% bonus damage, bonus attack speed as well. It's your Q cooldown, get as low as possible, as quick as possible. I don't think he can ever cap out his attack speed actually with this build he's going for. So that Q cooldown will be permanently stuck on 1.1 or 1.7 seconds instead of the 1.1 most Yasuo's are used to.
That said, though, he might be paying for that buy now. The Chilling Smite does connect. Here comes the top. However, Alani is there for the counter engage. This is a true midlife fight. High goodbye is quite low. Zaita is the target. Misses with the roll and takes to a flash, but it does not matter. Alani gets the kill, and UQU is back in this. Frogadog was able to teleport in, but unfortunately he was a little too late. Zaita will be able to walk away with his life. However, that's not going to stop the QUTCs. The Flay forces out the flash, and a good Yasuo wall actually protects Nightfaller from that Fate and Kaisa. And like that, bot lane has arrived for UQU. I don't think QUT is going to be able to siege, especially a man down.
Yeah, no, a really good cleanse there coming out from Zatai, cleansing the taunt, actually using his summoners as he's getting CC'd and is able to turn that fight around with Alani coming in for a fantastic counter gang. Picks up the kill on the Rammus, and that's, really good for UQ.
I am super excited to see Alani and how he develops throughout this year, because, his pathing and has been so good these past couple games. He's always right where he needs to be with these ganks. He's doing a mostly good job. I mean, yeah, there was a couple times Zaita did fall earlier, but that time he was right place, right time. Ooh.
Yeah, he's pretty much been completely out jungling this Rammus coming out of QUT's High and Goodbye. I mean, that has been the biggest difference in these games. I mean, so the most consistent factor for UQ in all these games is they have this constant jungle pressure, and the lane has been able to play around the safety of knowing where the jungler is and how to play around it.
I wouldn't say it's a huge difference. I'm going to have to defend my Rammus a bit, Mr. High and Goodbye. I mean, I just appreciate the Rammus, so I'm going to defend that. That said, though, Alani has been the consistent star of UQU as we have a little bit of another scuffle happening top lane. And here comes High and Goodbye. He's there, the taunt is there, and here comes the ultimate. However, Nightfaller is pretty tanky. It's going to take a lot to bring him down, but he will fall. There it is. High and Goodbye securing the kill on Nightfaller. So Rammus, once again, his strategy has been gank, pedal to the metal, go, go, go. As this is happening, though, Rift Herald is dropped in mid lane, and that tower will fall. There it goes. So first tower going to the side of UQ. Top laner for first tower. I feel that's a all right trade for UQ in the end.
The other thing I just noticed, the Malphite has rushed for Magic Pen boots. So he's went, oh, I've got the Bramble Vest, but no, I still want to go AP Malphite. I still feel like I'm playing
connecting on the farmer, and here comes Fate. The ultimate from the Kaisa is in. The farmer is just going to able to pull right under that box, get out. Teleport coming through, actually, but the action moves up to the river because High and Goodbye has been cut out. He's down to half. Artek is taking, it doesn't matter. Long change. Nightcaller says, that kill is mine. You guys did the work, but thank you very much. I need that gold. So it's Nightcaller with that kill secured, and this should lead to a tower to fall as well. However, top lane, Frogadog is going to get what he can. I don't think he'll be able to get that tier 2, and so a good little pickup there for UQU.
Yeah, Rammus with no flash, no way get over the wall. Once he's caught out from the rest of his team, instantly goes down. And that allows UQ to push that league even further and get another lead, and they'll be picking up the Ocean Dragon as well to supplement.
Unless we see, I mean, with no High and Goodbye, it's really unlikely we'll see QUT contest, but Spoil was sticking around quite a bit there. That was a bit risky play to keep that vision on, but in the end, not enough to scare UQ off. So UQ gets the second dragon of the game. It's a water this time. And just like that, UQU has fought back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, they were never really too far behind since you have that Vladimir in the bot lane. He's always an option in these late game fights. He just gets so huge once he gets his Rabadon's death cap complete. Should be coming in the next 5 minutes or so. So once he sees that, I'm going to look to see UQ try and force some fights. Play super front to back and let the Vladimir just shove through this front line.
Oh. One could say that's a bit of representation of this game. Rammus, unfortunately, just coming short of the goal there as he goes ahead to back to finish off his Warden's mail. So Baron is now active. Neither team has vision around the Baron pit, so it might be a bit of a race to see who can get control of there first.
I mean, neither of these teams have particularly early Barons. QUT don't really have pressure on it until the Kai'Sa finishes her Rage Blade, and UQ don't really have pressure on it until Vladimir can win these team fights once he has his Death Cat completed. So they both don't want to wait for these core items on those bot lane carries, and then try to look for team fights and try to take a Baron after they win one of those.
Indeed, as instead it looks like the plan is to siege mid. Here comes Rammus once again. Nope, deciding against it. Had that Karma speed boost, he could have gone deep, but it's a Vladimir. He has his pool. It's not going to happen.
No, definitely not. I see UQ going to move their bot lane up here. I mean, definitely having that mid lane tower down for UQ is super huge. It means they can really push the minion waves all the way back to the QUT tier 2 tower. It means they'll have vision of where they're moving around those jungle entrances. It means they're definitely going to have priority over this Baron. It's going to be much easier for them to get their vision set up. And
Hook
much harder
right into the wind wall. That was an inner string. I wouldn't call that an interaction, just it looked like Spoil just sort of punched that wind wall. I was like, nah, that was the hook attempt.
I mean, the one thing you need to do is you need to rotate this Urgot down to the bottom lane and let Yasuo...
And here we go. Oh, Hook actually connecting onto Artek. The play is there as well. Artek's in a lot of trouble. The Fox should keep it in place. Spoil is the one who will get that kill. So QUT picking up another kill there. With the support down, how will they be able to push the siege? What advantage will they get? The eyes are set on that mid tower. The wave is going to crash. Will UQU defend? The answer is no. They will concede the mid tower to QUT.
You know, everyone's rotated up there from QUT. Now, they will even up that mid lane tower deficit. 2-2 in towers overall. Really nice pick from that Thresh. A really nice pick off because of the Thresh. Good hook onto the Braum. No one was in close enough proximity for him to jump to, and the Yasuo was out of range to ult off the Braum knock-up. So, I mean, quite unfortunate for UQ that the Yasuo wasn't in position, but really nice pick up from QUT, and that's a nice advantage for them.
Spoil has been on point with these hooks this game. Yeah, he was against a safe lane, so we didn't see too much of the flashy plays, but he has been forcing a lot of abilities, forcing a lot of flashes, as we saw earlier as well. The bot lane game, Spoil really playing this Thresh to its utmost ability, especially following up, you know, when High and Goodbye rolls in, can lantern him out. The Thresh coming in strong for QUT's team comp.
Yeah, Thresh is definitely like, you know, getting these QPs. He's got a 450 gold bounty on him, so he's, you know, could potentially just go full AD and go for the carry here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need no Kai'Sa. I'm the carry in this lane
I mean,
now,
he's the one getting the kills.
I mean, most definitely, but this game is still very centric around this Baron. Whichever team can get Baron is going to be able to really push these leads further and start cracking towards his base. I mean, Red side hasn't lost yet, and QUT are ahead in goal, but I mean, I don't think the two tanks from QUT are the most optimally picked champions.
How great is this, though? Just like to put everything into perspective right now. Game 1, QUT kind of rolled over UQ. Game 2, UQ kind of rolled over QUT. Here we are, Game 3, the deciding match in this first ever Grudge match, and we have a close game.
It's almost as if we scripted it.
It's almost as if it was in the script to have this, like, exciting climax, exciting conclusion. And with two late game comps, it's going to come down to that explosive team fight in the end, I reckon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to these mid-game fights. It's going to be 3 or 4 really big team fights with both these comps. Whoever comes worth, it will take the win.
Nightfaller might have been going a little too deep there, but no, kind of sussed out. I don't want to engage in this. I don't know where any members of QUT are, so decides to play it safe. And once again, looks like teams are going to regroup, reposition.
I mean, you could definitely have the advantage in these team fights, especially around this Baron. I think they want to wait for this Yasuo to finish his Infinity Edge, and they're going to look for them to play really aggressive and look for some heavy engages before the Kai'Sa can finish her Rage Blade. Since she's delayed a little bit, because she went for that Mortal Reminder to sort of stop some of the healing coming through from the Conqueror and from the Vladimir as well.
That said, though, if you want to look at the vision game, it's actually QUT who has the deep wards and has a bit more control around that Baron bit, which will make it even harder for UQU to find that hard engage.
Yeah, they've been much better at that throughout this series. With the vision control, obviously you could do decently in game number 2 when they were super far ahead, but QT was still able to have vision in there except for that one little pick off, which did kind of turn the game around completely.
And that could be something potentially coming from experience. QUT, you know, is an older program in terms of League of Legends, so they have a bit more of that stage competitive vibe, whereas UQU has a couple of rookies. They're still possibly getting the hang of it. It's something that I expect UQU to improve on throughout the year, but definitely that is experience shining through when it comes to sort of map and vision control on the side of QUT.
Especially, I think, you know, one of the reasons why Game 1 would have gone so heavily is because UQ's kind of first stage game is really not used to this kind of pressure, because it's very different playing in this environment from playing at home in your own little setup. So, I mean, obviously UQ as they get into the games got more and more comfortable on stage, so I see this game as a lot more of a more close, more comfortable game. I mean, I'm still interested in why the Urgot and Malphite are still going towards his top lane. Like, generally, you'll see teams rotate their top laners to the side lanes and use those TPs to kind of look for...
Bot lane T1 is still up. Like, that first tier 1 tower is still there, but instead they're trying to keep that top lane focus. They must be trying to play around the Baron.
I mean, yeah, but generally what you do with your macro is once you get down these bot lane towers, it means the top laner can create
Oh, here we
pressure
go.
there.
This could be a misplay by QUT. They're moving for the Cloud Drake, which means UQ have them spotted, and they're going to try and rush down this Baron. QUT knows what's up, though, and they are rushing to try and stop them. That is Spoil leading the charge. Where will this hook come? The Lantern is there. Froggadog's coming from the top, but Froggadog actually might get caught out. Nightfaller's leading the charge. Oh, is unable to flip it back into the team. So they might not go at it, or actually Froggadog wants to punish Nightfaller. The rest of UQ went down into the jungle. Nightfaller going the other way, just gets chunked down a bit, but in the end, nothing's going to come from it except for maybe some tower pressure, actually.
It was a super unclean turn from UQ. They didn't really have a call there where it came to disengage from the Baron. I think they either had to fully engage into the Malphite and look for a pick or commit to the Baron there. Since because QUT were rotating from the Dragon, it means they were able to get that mid lane priority, and it means that UQ had to take that really long route around. It means they could have even picked up that tower there. And just back off instead. I thought they would definitely better secure the Cloud Dragon.
Yeah, I thought they were going to secure the Cloud Dragon. Instead, they decided to regroup instead. Interesting choice, because that does mean UQ should be able to get control of the Baron pit now. They have about a 10-15 second gap to kind of take out any wards that they can. That pink ward will definitely go down. And that means QUT is going to have to like play into UQ.
Yeah, and Urgon's also got the
they're on
Smite
Baron
now,
again.
so they're definitely going to look to finish it here, I think. I think it's going to be
This could be where we lead to the fight. Nope, instead they're going to back off as they're spotted by the fight. There we go! Alani connecting with that old Spoil is forced to flash out, and the chase will continue. Hooked onto Artec as Farmer's going in super deep and says he's going to back out Spoil. 1, 2, 3, Yanni gets the stun. Instead of Special Light kills Artec, and the flat will fall as well. 2 down for side from UQ, and more should follow. Froggadog picks up the Zyda. QUT takes 3, Fake takes the 4th, and only Alani walks out alive with 4 kills down. That should be a Baron for QUT.
That is absolutely huge for QUT. Yuki looks for a pick there, but they completely forgot about the Malphite Fang. And in between that last little Baron fight they had, Fang was able to go back and pick up his Infinity Edge. Oh, sorry, not Infinity, his Rage Blade, which gives so much extra damage to that Kaisif. Yeah. That's why they should have gone for the exact same play the last time they were on the Baron. But because they didn't, Fang was able to pick up that Rage Blade, and that means it turned the team fight completely in QT's favor. And now they're in a fantastic position to take the game and the series.
Yeah, they have the Baron, they have the gold lead, and the question is, what are they going to get with it? One thing I'm a little bit worried about QUT's team comp is their siege potential isn't the strongest. You have Karma and Kaisa, they're all right, but there's not any massive wave clear, really.
I mean, they don't really need to start the game now that they got the lead. Now the Karma was able to insta-clear waves as well, so they needed to do it that way. But at this moment, you just want to take another team fight. Let Feint just carry the fights with his Rage Blade, Infinity Edge, Kaisa. He's got the Q evolve, he'll be getting the E evolve as well, so he's going to be extremely hard to take down for the side of Yuki and pick up that second Cloud Dragon as well, which means their rotation with this Baron are going to be even deadlier.
They are looking to rotate now. They've gotten their second Cloud, so that movement speed is actually going to be quite horrifying on QT. That's just more speed for Rammus. Because you got 2 Cloud Drakes, you have Karma.
It's the go fast Rammus.
And here we go, they may have got a catch. No, Spoil able to sidestep, is unable to dodge the ult though. Lonnie leading charge through the Flay, Flays all 3 back, the box will come down, but there is no saving this Thresh. Spoil goes down, kill going over for Zyda. So, that's one Baron buff gone.
That is one gone. It's interesting positioning there from QT in the enemy jungle. You don't really need to be there while I have that Baron buff. You don't want to look for a pick, since you can just use the minions as your extra character. I was going to say, the cannon minion especially is just so strong. Or instead of looking for a pick, they've just been, relaxing, trying to take down these towers, moved in after they took the towers down from vision and just get pressure from UQ.
As they should. Well, as it said though, finally that last tier 1 tower falls. QUT has the outer ring destroyed. 2 more to go, and they will take the series. How much more can they get off of this Baron? Froggadog trying to see if Nightfaller will push a little bit too far, but nope, Nightfaller is smarter than that. It's going to back off now. As we, looks like a bit of regrouping. Spoil's going to run down. It looks like this Baron buff might start to fizzle unless something gets done right about nowish.
I mean, they did pick up the bot lane tier 1 tower. I mean, the bot lane tier 2 is almost, well, the Baron is probably about 30 seconds away from expiring, so they didn't actually get a lot off it, but it's generally the second Baron where you really try to end the game. The second Baron is so much more powerful, and now once if QUT can secure that second objective, it'll be very hard again for UQ to kind of finish up the game. It's the same position every game, really. It's all been about the second Baron, but this one's a lot slower. Potentially looking for like a 40 to 42 minute game.
as the mid siege will. They actually might be able to get this tier 2 mid tower right now as the wave is going to hit before UQ can react. And there it goes. So they are able to secure tier 2 tower for QUT, the first tier 2 to fall in this game 3. And once again, still a little bit more time on the Baron, it looks like. They might be able to get that tier 2 in top as well if they rotate there. But instead of rotating the bot side, it looks like that may be the play. Actually, Fate is moving back towards mid lane. Doesn't matter, though. UQ might be the ones looking. Oh, Wind Wall stops the hook, and there we go. Ultimate connecting from Lonnie. The follow-up is there. Spoil is getting chunked, but he is actually a beefy, threshy boy. Zaita's the one who gets chunked down low. High and goodbye, got the top, forces out the hourglass, but Zaita should fall. The hook is there, and Frogadon picks up the kill onto Zaita. That is disaster for UQ, and here comes Frogadon. Two-man old Nightfaller is in trouble. It's going to have to try and jump away, but they're still chasing. Fate has entered the fight, but is not able to do much. Instead, they'll be content with taking down the tower off of that pick.
Yeah, Fate was late to that fight, but it didn't matter. It was already over. He's so far ahead with this Malphite engage.
And they want more. They want more. High and goodbye is going to keep trying to keep UQU off as the first base tower falls. The first inhibitor is not much long for this world either. And there it goes. So, one inhibitor down already. It is the bot side inhib, and UQ is in a lot of trouble.
That's super big as well for QUT. Getting that bot lane inhibitor down means there's going to be one champion who's going to be stuck there, clearing out supers while they're able to get pressure around this Baron, the second Baron. I mean, once again, like UQ engaged on the Thresh who had Aftershock proc, which means they couldn't do any damage to him, and this Kai'Sa's going to keep getting stronger and stronger when she picks up more items. And if they aren't able to access her with this dive comp they've got, they're going to have no way to really turn around and try to contest this game.
And you have to take a look at it. You have Baron in about a minute and a half. You only have teleport up on Farmer, so you have to imagine Farmer's going to be the one who they send bot lane. They're going to try and force out that teleport, and then they're going to look for the fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they do have like 3 really strong side laners on the side of UQ in the Yasuo, the Urgot, and the Vladimir. I mean, I definitely think the Yasuo pick could have been utilized a lot heavier. I think Zatai, even though he had a great Ara game last game, just doesn't look as comfortable in this Yasuo. Like the build's kind of incorrect, and like some of the decisions around the mid lane wave management haven't been the best either. But
it was going to be an uphill climb. The entire QUT team comp is designed to try and stop that Zaita, and it's really for UQ. You have to be wondering how come we didn't take advantage of the hard mid camp. Why couldn't we have gotten our side lanes a bit more ahead?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the game's still not over. It's still very much in the balance. UQ can very easily win a team fight. You know, they kind of had the same thing in game 1. They went to this same kind of level and were able to get one fight where Feint wasn't able to get in. And if they can manage that again, it's definitely like it could swing the game completely. Can pick up these bounties that are on these extremely fed members.
With the way how it's going, though, you kind of feel like it's going to have to come from some sort of Hail Mary play. They need to get this game as late as possible to get Farmer going. It could come from a Baron steal. It could come from, you know, that perfect engage. But as it stands right now, QUT is happy to keep this siege going until Baron comes up. Nice little hook there onto Artek. Not enough to really follow up, though, but that's all right. A little bit of a warning shot almost.
I think this is really going to rely on Vladimir being able to get into the backline and destroy it and kill the Kai'Sa before she's able to get too much damage down. So she has got that mortal Executioner's Calling, sorry. It's going to be much harder for the Vladimir to get his healing back.
Well, here we go. QUT is making a move on their second Baron.
So quickly.
And it's going to melt. And I don't know if UQ can get there in time. Like, they're trying to rush there as much as possible, but they're also walking straight into QUT, who knows they're coming. This is going to be such a hard play. I don't think they can do it. Hook actually collects onto Alani, who's going to go deep, does not connect with the ultimate. Red team secures the Baron. QUT has it, and they might be looking at it. This could be the final team fight. Vlad is going deep into that back line, but it's not looking like he's going to pick up anything, as Frogadon is holding the rest of UQ at bay. In the end, Unspecialized does get the kill. However, there's a bit of a turnaround. Urgot picking up the kill on Frogadon, and we're not done yet. Beautiful two-man play from Spoiled. Zaita is the target, however, they're not going to be able to stay on him. It's actually Spoiled, gets quite low, has to flush out that return hook, does connect on the Zaita, but Alani has picked up the kill on High and Goodbye, and UQ wins the fight.
Wow, that was an incredible fight. Feint was zoned out once again from that fight, and the Yasuo was just doing so much damage in the front line. Once that didn't work.
And we're not done! Nightfaller's going at it, they're going aggressive, but he's not able to connect. They really needed that. They could have turned that to a huge advantage. Meanwhile, if you take a look at the bot lane, super minions are in the base. They're working on the towers. QUT is going to try to stop the backs. They want as much base damage. They got the pick! Feint gets the kill on Zaita, and more backs are being stopped. They found Alani. The only one who's able to make it back right now is Artek. As more super minions start to pour into the base, Nightfaller's actually going to follow. It's Unspecialized just working. Ooh. A nice little barrier keeps him alive, but oh, more shields there, so Nightfaller is able to stay alive, and it looks like UQU is going to stabilize, but oh, back and forth and back and forth. This game 3 is really delivering.
Yeah, the Yasuo dying there with his ultimate available in that last teammate, wasn't able to get it off, even though there was a couple of knockups available. Really nice taunt flash from the Rammus to stop him from pulling off that last breath, but that teamfight was so neck and neck. QUT coming back at the end with Feint, able to pick up some more kills and almost got a mid lane tower there as well. And this is really dangerous for UQ. Once they get this second ban on QUT, they're going to really look to force to end the game here. And they're going to need for another big team fight like that and to win it very cleanly. They definitely need to kill Feint.
Yeah, they definitely need to kill Feint, and it's almost disconcerting for UQ when you see Farmer able to get into the back line, as we've been saying he had to do, but unable to pick up any of the kills. There's actually Farmer who wound up falling to Unspecialized. So that's a bit of an uh-oh for UQ. They were still able to turn around thanks to like some great play from Nightfaller and Alani actually once again, but in the end they overcommitted just a little bit. And well, here we are now with a potential game-ending siege. QUT, are they going to push with this wave? Nope, they're going to regroup, wait for Feint to join up, and they may be looking to end the game.
Yeah, Feint is one of their key members, so they can't really do anything without him. Even though this Karma does have a lot of damage, it's still all about this Kai'Sa. He's got the Mortal Reminder fully completed now. He's got the Armor Pen on top of that as well. So he'll be shredding through both the front line and the back line with it. Incredible damage. This Kai'Sa's just so strong when she gets 4 items with the Rage Blade plus the Hurricanes giving the multiple stacks.
Here we go. Hi and goodbye is getting the charge going in the bot lane as well. They're fighting a bit, but we want to cut back here to this mid lane engage. This is where the action is. The Shizwani ult does connect on the spoil. They're looking for the fight, and here comes the cycle, but it only hits 1. It only hits the Rammus. That's not even 1. And the Malphite counter only hits 4. The wombo is in full effect, and QUT is looking to win this Grudge match. One man stays alive. It's not going to last long. QUT is going to bring it home, ladies and gentlemen. A triple kill for Feint, and that will be it. QUT wins it 2-1.
A huge fight coming out from QUT. Unfortunately, the dive comp from UQ was unable to get all the way through, and Feint was able to put out so much DPS in that fight. Pick up a triple kill by himself. The Nexus falls, and at the end of the day, QUT were able to win the game. The Nexus will finally explode. Your winners for today, QUT!
Okay, and there you have it. Nexus falls, the first ever Grudge match. My goodness, what a game 3. It delivered. My boy Rammus came through.
Yeah, Rammus and Malphite able to come through the win. The Yasuo was able to do nothing in that mid lane. Wasn't able to get his abilities off in these team fights. The Rammus and the Malphite so countering this Yasuo incredibly hard, and then Vladimir wasn't able to do anything else.
Yeah, it was amazing, and that last they finally got that wombo I felt like they were looking for. Rammus helping keep, and Spoil helping keep everything in place. Frog Dog comes in from the flank, connects with 4, ends the game. QUT, they had the map control. They had a bit of the cheesier picks. They made it work, and they win the series 2-1.
Yeah, they definitely did. They took a massive advantage of that Yasuo in the mid lane and were able to win the the game, just able to kill the Yasuo over and over again, get that lead through the mid lane, allow Feint to get his items and scale up, and then from that, once they took the team fights, it was really hard for UQ to get back into this game. It
really, really was. And I mean, when you take a look at the scores, unfortunately, like 6-0-7 from Feint, they couldn't get to him.
Yeah, he's just able to play that front to back team fight so well, so much peel, and there wasn't so much to go.
All right, so at this note right here, I'd like to thank our audience for participating in this, but we're not done. We still have prizes. We still have interviews, so if you want to stick around, feel free. You get to hear a bit from the players. Hang out. I mean, we're having fun here today. The party's not quite over yet.
We'll still have a little bit more.
All right, but first we're going to quickly jump to some replays and a word from our sponsor. So here we go. Replays of this game 3. Hi and goodbye. His plan in this game was gank fast, gank often, and well, a lot of these highlights are going to be hi and goodbye just running it into mid lane.
Yeah, it's just, especially this Yasuo, just so many times was holding his cleanse and flash, and got punished for it quite often by this the Rammus, even that first blood play especially. If he burnt those cooldowns early, he would have been able to get away, be able to get his items, and would have been so much stronger. I definitely think the Yasuo pick wasn't utilized to its full potential. Once again, I think both games we saw that was the issue for the losing team. They're just not able to play around this pick entirely correctly.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to see Yasuo go 0-2 in this series, considering where he's perceived to be at in the meta, but he is a champion you do need to build around. And we're taking a look more of these highlights, a bit of Alani, feel a bit for Alani. He played an amazing series from the losing side, though. Definitely the highlight from UQU as we take a look at this fight here, and then the counter engage coming out from Spoil. Spoil on that thresh, I'd argue, was almost the player of the game.
Yeah, he was really, really good, especially. I mean, I'd still give it to Feint overall. I think he's just damaged on his team fights. Both game 1 and 3 was clearly the difference between UQ and QUT. But yeah, no, Spoil played extremely well in this last game as well. Got some very crucial picks that were able to turn the fight around. But yeah, no, I definitely think Feint just has everything down to builds, how to play these champions. He's, you know, one of QUT's best players last year. I don't expect him to play around him again this year.
And I mean, you know, when you can go 2-0 on Kaisa comps and do it in style, I think he dropped once in the first game.
I think he had one death.
He died once in the first game, didn't drop at all in the third game on this Kaisa pick. It is going to be a future force to be reckoned with, and if QUT wants to go all the way this year, Feint might be the one to play around.
Exactly. Finishing up these last few replays, I mean, okay, it was such an amazing series between these two teams. It's going to be a great foundation for Rafty, one that's very new and one team that's a lot older. So when we get more and more this rivalry between these two universities, it's going to be great to see a lot more matches be coming.
It's definitely an exciting future, and you know, for UQU, this was their first competitive match, and they didn't get swept. Like, the first game didn't look great, but they brought it back in one game too, and for a new team, that's really good. That is something to build off of. This team can compete. That is what they learned today.
They had some really good moments in this game as well. Just every single time Feint was able to just turn it around, and UQ just weren't able to kill Feint. And if they were able to do that, I think the game and the series overall would look much different.
As we're moving ever closer to that big final team fight, that was arguably the most critical one, where they were able to turn it around, secure that Baron, and then nice little pick there from UQ. Almost brought it back as Spoil caught in a little too deep trying to get those wards. But in the end, that last pick wasn't enough.
Yeah, the first time that UQ went for that Baron play, they were much better in position. They were much had a better option to go for the fight afterwards. But because Feint was able to back and get that rage at him, and the next time they went for that fight, there just wasn't really any option for UQ to maybe win that fight once that Kaisa was pumping out so much damage. And QT pretty much just won the back off that. They just played around Feint, allowed him to scale, get his items, and just make sure that no one from UQ could dive on top of him, get rid of him, and that's pretty much how they won the game.
Pretty much how it went as we are moving ever closer to that final team fight. I loved bit of action QUT trying to stall it out, get those super minions to push in at this stage of the game, and here comes UQ. This was almost their big play, but nope. Here comes Frogadog, big 4-man ultimate, and that is how the cookie crumbles. Some old.
Yeah, this last fight was just again, Feint got the stopwatch as well, able to stay alive, and they just weren't able to get anyone. Like Yasuo, last breath only landed onto one member. The Khan was able to just sit back and kite it out, and yeah, nothing really happened.
And from that, it led to the end of the game. So once again, I'd like to throw a thank you to our sponsors, MSY, as I believe we have a little video for them coming up there. And thank you to all of our viewers. After this video, we'll get back to you with a couple interviews from some of the players today. So stick with us.
Founded in 1996, MSY Technology is one of Australia's leading computer retailers with 28 stores across New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria, Western Australia and the ACT. With 22 years of experience and partnering only with the top IT vendors to ensure a supply of quality and reliable products, MSY is best known to offer competitive prices on a wide selection of computer components, latest gaming gadgets, notebooks and accessories to suit every need and budget. Please visit your nearest store to check out MSY's own line of M-Spec premium PCs designed from the ground up for extreme gaming performance, or DIY your own customized PC at selected stores. Founded in 1996, MSY Technology is one of Australia's leading computer retailers with 28 stores across New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria, Western Australia and the ACT. With 22 years of experience and partnering only with the top IT vendors to ensure a supply of quality and reliable products, MSY is best known to offer competitive prices find a wide selection of computer components, latest gaming gadgets, notebooks and accessories to suit every need and budget. Please visit your nearest store to check out MSY's own line of MSpec premium PCs designed from the ground up for extreme gaming performance, or DIY your own customized PC at selected stores.
Ask and you shall receive. The entire series long, everyone on Twitch wanted to hear from this man, Alani, the jungler from UQ. Not the result you wanted, but there were some positives in there. Tell me, how do you feel after your first competitive match?
I mean, look, we're pretty happy with how we played today. We had some good showings and some awful showings, but we've been together for like 4 scrim sets now, so it was a great experience for like all of our rookie players, and I'm very happy with that.
Going on from that, so as you're saying, there were some good things, as you said. What highlights are like, what stood out to you as something good that went through this series?
I really loved being able to pull out Zyda's pocket pick Ari. It looked fantastic, and we played around it well, and yeah, like we have some interesting things up our sleeves, and I'm glad we got to show it.
So looking forward then, though, you didn't show everything, right? There's still some more tricks in the future?
Absolutely.
All right, so we got to stay tuned with UQU. Ooh, the crowd likes the sounds of that. You're getting them hyped.
I know, I'm doing my best.
Any sort of hints? I don't want you to tell us, but an abstract hint. What have you got for us?
Okay, definitely not Teemo. But we do have some interesting top flexes that can go all over the map.
Yeah, so your top laner, actually, Nightfaller, was a jungler 2 weeks ago. How do you feel he's actually been able to make that transition to the top lane?
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. He played against like one of the top tops in the OCS last split, in my opinion. It was a good showing from the young fella. So.
All right, well, thank you very much. Hard fought, tough loss, but chin up. Can only go up from here. Thank you very much.
Lovely round of applause for our losers today, UQ. But here I am with the winners, QUT and Unspecialized, the mid laner for him. You guys took out the game in an unbelievable fashion. How was it playing the games?
It felt pretty great playing what we wanted to play today, and whoever wrote the description for this event really dug themselves a hole today for bragging rights at the moment. And
yeah, of course. QUT with the, obviously the more experienced team playing in the OCS last year as well. Are you guys confident coming into this split?
Yeah, definitely, because from last year's experience, I think we can use that as the 2 players remaining and transfer into our new players and then mesh together well. And as well as QUT providing us a lot of resources this year, including a really high quality coach, psychologist support and nutritionist, all that stuff. And games, stuff like this that's out of game is actually a lot more helpful than you expect, and I really hope we're going to have a great year.
Yeah, sounds really good. You guys played a lot around Feint. I mean, you did that last year as well, and you're playing the mid lane really well as well. Is that one strategy you want to continue this year, playing around your AD carry?
Of course. When I think AD carry, if you have a really good AD carry and you play around it, there's not much the other team can do if they just don't have the damage to compete with you. And if we can play it well, there's not much counterplay, or it's easier to execute, and then yeah, it's just a really good play style that we adapted.
Yeah, of course. And now we'll be doing the prizes from our sponsors, MSY. If you'd like to come out on the stage now to present the prizes to the players.
Another big thank you to MSY for helping us put on this event. And so, as you saw, is it? Yep. No, yeah, it's for the game.
You see, both players are receiving a loot box from MSI for competing in today's event.
So big thank you as well for a wonderful event from start to finish. This has been Get Your Geek On, actually, as part of the BrisAsia Festival. So now, can we have the captains from each team please step forward for one last little... Are you the captain? No, we need the captains. Yeah, no, the captain, the dragon. This is for the captain. Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah, just for, like, a... Just for the photo. Just for the photo. So we do have more prizes to be giving away as well. So we're not done yet. Some Razer equipment here. Yep. All right, so I'm just going to pass it on here to Stu, and he'll lead us through what's the deal with this Razer.
Well, what's the deal with the Razer is the very special thank you to Zach and Tim from UKU. Tim, where's Tim?
He's right at the back coming out.
There we go, man. And also a very special thank you to Juma for putting this on too. Where is she? Here she is. And thank you very much.
The bar's closed, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Botanic bar, anyone?
And on that note, I'd like to thank everyone here for coming and attending today. Thank you to both the teams as well for a wonderful series. I'm happy we got to see 3 exciting games. Thank you to all the sponsors as well. MSY, Tea Time, Bubble Tea. Oh, woo.
Cha time.
Cha Time, thank you. Oh, it's been a long day.
Once again, congratulations to QUT, our winners today of our rivalry match. And as we sign off with the Cloud Go in the background, my name is Mitch, replays Anderson. I was joined today by Max Formal Nuverman.
Von Neumann? You got it right at the start.
I got it right at the start.
Got it right at the
Thank you
start.
guys for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next broadcast. Have a good one.
See you.